The first thing I thought when I opened my eyes wasn't where am I? Or what happened to me? It was who the hell is this beautiful stranger crying at my bedside? And stranger still, why did his touch feel like home? Like a story I had lived 1,000 times but somehow forgotten. The antiseptic sting of the hospital filled my nose. A beeping monitor whispered a rhythm my heart wasn't ready for. And tubes tangled along my arm like accusations. I should have been terrified. Instead, I was trapped in the way his thumb stroked the back of my hand. Gentle but desperate. Like he was holding on to me not just for me but for himself too. His blue eyes, rimmed red from hours of unspilled tears, locked with mine the moment I stirred. He gasped my name before I even knew I had one. Ethan. He whispered, as if saying it aloud might shatter me. My lips parted. The name fit. It belonged to me. But the sound of it from his mouth was both familiar and foreign. Like a song I'd once danced to under summer skies. I blinked. My voice raspy. Do I know you? The way his face cracked half relief, half devastation nearly broke me. I'm Noah, he said quietly. And yes, you know me. But I didn't. Not in the way memory works, with birthdays and broken promises. Yet my chest ached. My pulse racing like it recognized him before my mind could. My hand tightened around his unconsciously. Like instinct. Doctors had told me I'd been in a car accident. A blur of headlights. A scream. Then nothing. The world had slipped away, leaving me shattered on a highway in upstate New York. They said I was lucky to be alive. But what they didn't tell me was that survival sometimes comes with a cruel price: amnesia. Whole chapters of my life had vanished. Blank pages where a story should have been. Noah, apparently, was part of that story. He refused to leave my side. Days bled into nights, the sterile room becoming our strange universe. He brought coffee that went cold on the nightstand. Books he never read aloud. And photos, God. The photos. Pictures of us. Laughing in Central Park. Kissing under fireworks on the 4th of July. Arms wrapped tight on some beach. Sand clinging to our jeans. They felt like fiction. They felt like someone else's happiness. And yet, when I stared at them long enough, the ache in my chest deepened, demanding I believe. Still, I couldn't reconcile it. How could I love someone I didn't remember? Noah noticed my hesitation. His smile faltered more each day, like he was losing me twice. He tried to hide it, cracking jokes about my terrible hospital gown, or teasing that I owed him about 50 late-night burgers from the diner we used to haunt. But his eyes betrayed him. There was fear there. A fear that the man he loved had died the night of the crash, leaving only a shell behind. And yet, something about the way he said my name, the way his fingers lingered on mine when he thought I was asleep, made me want to believe him, made me want to fight through the fog in my brain just to reach him. One night, unable to sleep, I asked him quietly, "Why are you still here, Noah? If I can't remember, if I never remember." His voice cracked when he answered, "Because you're still you." And he swallowed hard, gripping my hand tighter. "I promised I'd never leave you, not even if you forgot me." The room went silent, except for the soft hum of machines. My heart hammered against my ribs. That kind of devotion, that kind of love, it felt impossible. Felt terrifying. Felt like everything. I stared at him, searching his face for the lie. But all I found was truth. And in that moment, without memory, without proof, my heart betrayed me, leaned forward, pulled by a force I didn't understand, and pressed my forehead to his. "I don't remember," I whispered. "But I think." I want to. He broke then. Really broke. Sobbing into my hand like he'd been holding it all in for too long. I let him, my chest burning with something both sharp and tender. Maybe I had lost my past. But in his arms, in his trembling devotion, I realized something. Sometimes love doesn't wait for memory. Sometimes it carves itself so deep into your soul that even forgetting can't erase it. And I wasn't ready to let that go. The days after that confession were a blur of fragile hope. Noah became my anchor. But the more I leaned on him, the more I saw the cracks he tried to hide. He was patient, gentle, but every time I failed to recall something, a private joke, a shared place, a memory he swore was ours, his smile dimmed just a little more. I wanted to give him the Ethan he remembered. But all I could give was the Ethan I was now confused, fractured, and terrified of never being enough. The tension snapped one evening when he wheeled me outside into the hospital courtyard. It was early spring, the air sharp and damp, the trees only just beginning to show signs of green. He sat beside me on the bench, his arm brushing mine, and for a long time neither of us spoke. Finally, I blurted out, "Maybe you should let me go." His head snapped toward me, eyes blazing. "What? You deserve more than this. More than someone who looks at you like a stranger. You deserve someone who actually remembers loving you." My voice cracked, but I pushed on. What if I never get those memories back? Noah, what if I never become the Ethan you loved? He stared at me, breath heavy, and then shook his head with a humorless laugh. "Do you really think love is just a collection of memories?" He leaned closer, his voice breaking. "You think I stayed because of nostalgia? Because of photos and anniversaries? No, Ethan. I stayed because I love you. Now, even broken, even lost, you're still you. And you still," he paused, his eyes softening. "You still look at me like I'm home, even if you don't realize it." His words gutted me, because he was right. Even without memories, I felt it. That pull, that quiet certainty, that dangerous, aching need for him. But before I could speak, a nurse appeared, calling me back inside. And just like that, the moment shattered, left hanging in the cold night air. Weeks passed. My body healed faster than my mind. The doctors encouraged me, but the fog of my amnesia remained stubborn. It was a strange purgatory living in fragments of a life that felt both mine and not mine. Then came the day of discharge. I stood in front of the mirror in the hospital bathroom, wearing my own clothes for the first time in months. They fit awkwardly, like they belonged to someone else. I stared at my reflection and barely recognized the man staring back. When I stepped out, Noah was waiting, car keys in hand. He looked tired, but when he saw me, he smiled a real smile, full of hope. "You ready to go home?" he asked. The word home snagged in my chest. I wasn't sure where that was anymore. But when he extended his hand, I took it. Home was an apartment in Brooklyn. At least, that's what Noah told me. A place with mismatched mugs, a couch sagging from too many movie nights, and a bed that smelled faintly of his cologne. He gave me space to wander, to explore the shelves lined with books and vinyl records, the framed photos of us smiling like idiots. And slowly, piece by piece, something stirred inside me. Not full memories, never full, but flashes. A warmth when I saw the blanket on the couch. A faint echo of laughter when I held one of his mugs. A whisper of belonging when I collapsed into our bed. One night, weeks later, I woke from a dream, his face, his laugh, the heat of his lips on mine under a firework sky. I sat up, trembling, tears slipping down my cheeks. He stirred beside me, instantly alert. "Ethan, what is it?" I turned toward him, voice breaking. "I saw us. I think it was real. You and me. The 4th of July. You kissed me under the fireworks. Didn't you?" His breath hitched, and then he was pulling me into his arms, holding me so tight it almost hurt. "Yes," he whispered against my hair. "Yes, baby, that was us." And for the first time, I believed it. The memories didn't come flooding back all at once. They trickled in, slow and fragile. Some never returned at all. But love isn't just in the past, it's in the present we choose. The future we build. I chose Noah. On a warm June night, sitting on our roof with pizza boxes scattered around us. I finally said it. Not because of a memory, not because of pressure, but because of the way his laughter lit up the skyline. Because of the way my chest ached when I looked at him. "I love you," I whispered. He froze, eyes wide, as if he hadn't dared to hope anymore. "Say it again." "I love you." Stronger this time. Certain. Mine. Tears slipped down his cheeks, and he leaned in, kissing me with all the years we'd lost and all the years we still had ahead. And in that kiss, I realized something. Love isn't bound to memory. Love is what survives when everything else is gone. Noah had waited in the dark for me to find my way back. And I had. Maybe not as the same Ethan, but as the one who, even broken and remade, would always choose him. Always. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.